What's that sound?
Yeah, when no one's watching. Dang. Time is upon us.
Yeah.
Here we are.
Welcome.
Wait, I'll close my eyes. You did give me a what's that sound.
Okay.
My eyes are closed. I'll try
This
to guess
is a new game that we've invented. It's called What's That Sound?
Stop, children. What's that sound? Everybody look what's coming down.
What was that?
Like a marker?
Holy shit. It was a Sharpie.
Yes.
I'll count that.
All right.
Are we going to count
You
that?
close your eyes. You close your
Yeah,
eyes.
we're going to count that. All right. My eyes are closed.
There's some good stuff. There's a lot of good stuff around here. I'm mainly trying to think of something that you haven't looked at.
I don't look at a lot of things.
All right, here we
I
go.
only look at what
All right,
matters.
I got it.
All right.
Wait, I got it. Okay.
Was that my special container? My secret container?
No.
Damn.
It is a certain special container, I guess you could say. It's your interior matte color sample of the bear.
Same shape.
Yeah, similar.
Same shape.
Yeah. So tune in.
All right.
Tune in next time. We'll have more.
Well, I'm down. I'm down $1,000.
Yeah. High stakes. What's that sound?
We have our
Lost
own
a couple
table.
fingers playing What's That Sound.
I go to the casino. I bring my own table. I set it up. I got a blindfold and a bunch of items.
Gentlemen, I have a series of items in this bag.
I will drop them on this plastic table, and you will guess the sound. And it's like high, like they're, guys have died.
Yeah.
I won't say how it happened, but anyway, welcome to the book podcast.
I'm in the dictionary. Here's some good ones that are coming.
Welcome.
Fug. Do you know what fug means?
I do. I just read it in a book, actually.
What is fug?
It's like it's like a stench. I want to see if I interpreted this right from the book. It's like something about the air, like a quality of the
Sort
air.
of right. You're sort of right.
Like a stinky.
Here's the answer.
Stinky atmosphere.
The
Fug.
stuffy atmosphere. You got atmosphere, which was great. Yeah. Stuffy atmosphere of a poorly ventilated space.
Yeah.
Fuggy. But also, do you know about fugging? What would you think fugging would be?
I know a thing or two about fugging, brother.
That's to loll indoors in a stuffy atmosphere, to make stuffy and odorous. So
I've done that.
We're fugging up right now.
We used to fug.
Fagacious.
I used to fug my house pretty hard.
Do you know what being fagacious means?
Fugacious?
Yeah.
The F-U-G?
Yeah.
Is it being stinky, like pig pen?
No. You'd think so.
It's something to do with...
It has to do with fugacity, which is the
Well, of course, yeah.
if you knew fugacity, you would get fagacious pretty quick.
Yes. Oh, surely. It would be your something to do with your money. Something to do with finance.
It's maybe yours. So fugacity is the vapor pressure of a vapor assumed to be an ideal gas obtained by correcting the determined vapor pressure and the useful as a measure of the escaping tendency of a substance for a heterogeneous system. That's fugacity. But fugacious means lasting a short time, evanescent, disappearing before the usual time. Used chiefly as plant parts.
Yeah. I'm always using my money as plant parts.
Yeah. Or the plant parts will be...
So fugacious,
will be fugacious. They're just there for a short time.
But
like evanescent.
Fugacity is like an engineering term.
Right, but it has to do with vapor. And this means it's vaporous. Like evanescent means it's a vapor.
Yeah. Ephemeral.
Yes.
Yes. Hell yeah.
Lasting a short time. So those are fugs.
Word.
Fubsy. Do you have Fubsy?
Fubsy is overly polite.
Chubby and somewhat squat.
Shout out to all the Fubsy listeners. I want to just
let me see
take a moment.
Is anything else good on the... Oh, fuck off is in here? Mm-hmm. Why is fuck off in here?
Are you telling me you never were 13?
I mean, I thought fuck would be in. And, a little... But fuck off is its own one.
Fuck off.
Means scram.
All right.
Used as a command.
Well, yeah, because fucking means to...
Considered vulgar. Okay.
Okay, good.
Interesting.
Noted.
Fruit bat. Okay, I know what
I'm going to remember that it's considered vulgar.
Fruiterer. Do you know what a fruiterer is?
A fruiterer?
Fruiterer.
I'm going to guess it's a curveball thing and it doesn't have to do with fruit.
That's a man who deals with fruit.
Fuck.
Fruiterer.
Fruiterer?
Fruiterer. Fruiterer.
I'm a fruiterer.
It's saying fruiterer.
That's a good... You never see that as a name.
Fruiterer. This is my son, Fruiterer.
You never see that.
Yeah, all the kids now are going to be naming their kids Frutiger Arrow. You know what I'm saying? I don't think Conrad knows what that is.
Hey now.
Frutiger.
Hell yeah.
Frutiger Arrow fans.
Zach would get that?
No, Zach doesn't know what Frutiger Arrow is. It's like
hell yeah.
The way Windows XP looks is kind of Frutiger Arrow, or like the Wii Shop channel.
Oh.
It's kind of like, you know, post vaporwave corporate.
Okay.
Like, you know, like
corporate user interface.
Yeah, or like when you look at the XP window and it's like that big field that's green.
No, yeah, I get it. It's like an aesthetic.
Sort of. Yeah, it's the new aesthetic for the kids. Is Frutiger Arrow.
Hell yeah. Yeah, that was what my computer looked like when I was a kid.
Yeah.
Practicing.
Fruiterer. Where are my fruiterers at?
Oh, you're a fruiterer? Just a guy selling fucking pineapples on Pleasant Valley. I'm gonna go up to him. He's probably just a fruitero.
Frumenty. Do you know what frumenty means?
Frumenty? Is it a quality? Is it like a noun?
It's a noun, yeah.
Okay.
You can enjoy. Oh wait, no. Fruit to enjoy. Comes from the root to enjoy.
Frumenty?
Frumenty.
Frumenty?
Frumenties.
It's like a little snack.
It's a dish of wheat boiled in milk. You're correct.
It's my favorite snack.
Yeah.
That's oatmeal?
I mean, no, it's frumentary. What do you mean?
Wheat boiled in... Alright. It's cream of wheat.
It's frumentary. What do you mean? It's its own thing.
Can we go get some frumentary?
No, you probably gotta make it, man.
We should make it.
Let me see what else. Frog March.
Let us know if you want us to make a...
Do you know what a frog march is?
A frog march? A French protest.
It's to seize from behind roughly and forcefully propel forward.
Oh.
That's a frog march.
You're always doing that to me.
I'm always frog marching. Yeah. Different people.
You know, he's coming up behind me. I'm like,
Oh, do you know Frisket? I know Frisket.
Frisket?
Frisket.
Fake brisket.
It's a masking device or material used in printing or graphic arts.
Okay. Shout out all the graphic designers.
Shout out Frisket users.
Frisket heads. The Frisketeers.
Oh, frondeur.
Frondeur?
I haven't looked up what it means yet. Okay. Frondeur.
What is it? It's a guy. It's a man who lies to his wife.
Kind of. It's a rebel or malcontent. Unhand me, you frondeur.
I'm pretty good at this.
Um,
I'm getting like a B-, B+ every time.
It's a frondeur is a participant in a 17th century revolt in which the rebels were compared to schoolboys, using slings only when the teacher was not looking. I think frondeur means you're a schoolboy or something. Or you're maybe a slingshot guy is a frondeur.
Frondurial?
Yeah.
Means you're a little piece of shit?
No. This is really the only time they use it. Flavone?
A flavone is like a frondeur, but for women.
It's a plant thing.
Oh, okay.
Flavonoid?
Flavonoid is something that creates flavor.
Do you mean an aromatic compound?
Yes.
Okay. That's what I thought.
Yeah. What did I say?
I don't remember.
I think I said aromatic compound.
Yeah. Let's see. Flatware? Do you know what flatware is, Conrad?
It's yes, it's forks and knives and things.
Yeah, congrats. I like doing ones where you might get them wrong.
Yeah.
That's kind of the best ones where you're like, oh yeah, I guess some people might not know that. Flatmate.
Well, how do you... Yeah.
That's just your flatmate.
What's that?
My flatmate. I was going to hang out with my flatmate, but then...
My flatmate is too busy to do the podcast.
He knackered off.
He's knackering. He's a
let's-
buggering tosser.
Yeah, I like Tosser. Tosser's good.
I think it might be like the F slur.
I bet. Oh, I do like innards. That's a great word. Innards.
Oh, my innards.
My innards.
My innards.
Yeah. The internal organs of a human being or an animal.
I'm always
Especially
saying that.
viscera.
Yes, my viscera is aching.
The internal parts of a structure or mechanism.
If your innards or your viscera quake with pain, consult a doctor, please, for me. So that's been the dictionary.
Dictionary time.
Feel free to read along.
Yeah,
time.
this is let me see what
We have an Amazon code for this dictionary.
this is the 10th edition. This is the one you want.
You want this one.
Yeah. It's the voice of authority.
We only do 10th edition.
So far, yeah.
So what do we got?
I got this book today.
What do you have for
This
us?
book today, it was like, I saw it at the thrift store and I was like,
Uh-huh.
that's crazy they have this book. Because I've been looking for a book like this.
What is the book?
It's a book of Mary Oliver poems. She's a poet.
And you've been looking for this?
Yeah, because it's like the only
Beautiful.
poet anybody talks about.
It's beautiful. I've never heard of it.
Yeah, it's just a thing where it's like, I hear people talk about no poets at all, except Mary Oliver is the one I hear.
The thrift store is a beautiful
The
place.
thrift store has great stuff. I was feeling very close to people in the thrift store, the people that donated all the stuff. But yeah, I didn't pick one out yet. Oh, let's read the back. Yeah, this is from the Pulitzer Prize-winning poet Mary Oliver, a definitive and enduring collection of her best work, Devotions, selected poems from Penguin.
Swag.
Throughout her celebrated career, Mary Oliver touched countless readers with her brilliant, crafted verse, expounding on her love for the physical world and the powerful bonds between all living things. Arranged by Oliver herself shortly before her death in 2019, Devotions features Oliver's work from her very first book of poetry, published in 1963 at the age of 28, to her last, published in 2015. This timeless volume showcases the beloved poet and her edifying best. Within these pages, she provides us with an extraordinary and invaluable collection of her passionate, perceptive, and much treasured observations of the natural world. This is what the Washington Post said. No matter where one starts reading, Devotions offers much to love. Perhaps more important, the luminous writing provides respite from our crazy world and demonstrates how mindfulness can define and transform a life, moment by moment, poem by poem.
Do you think we should read the backs of all the books?
Right now?
Right, like at the beginning? And then be like, okay.
If they're good. Sometimes they're not that good, or we've already talked about the book, so that's why we don't do it. But
Yeah. I also don't believe in chopping up the episode to be like, this is where we do this, and this is where we do that. Because you can do that on YouTube, and that sounds like way too much.
whatever. So yeah, this is a book of poems.
Hell yeah. We're starting with the book of poems.
But yeah, it's like she kind of has a style where she's like really
Do I need to read it a certain way?
reverent. You have to be very serious.
No problem.
Very serious, and then yeah, she's really, it's like wise. You're like, oh,
Okay.
I think that's sort of you're like,
Mm-hmm.
that was good. But yeah, I don't know. Do you want to just find one? I think
man.
they're all real short.
I'll just do a random page.
Try to go in the middle, probably. Yeah.
Yeah.
In the middle. Let us know what year it's from if you can get the collection nearby.
Pardon me.
It would be before it would tell you what year it is.
Oh, in the front?
Or just, it's like
It doesn't say
each
the
section
year.
is separated, so it's like if you find the beginning of the section, it will say the year.
Yeah. 2004.
Okay.
This is a poem called Snow Geese.
Do you know anything about snow geese?
I would see them sometimes.
I don't really know what a snow geese is.
Flying to Canada.
Oh, those are snow geese?
I think so.
Okay.
All right. And I don't know how to read poetry. I know there's a way to do it, and I don't know how to do it.
A lot.
Okay, I'm gonna pull my cat off the table. Get the fuck out of here. Alright. Snow Geese by Mary Oliver. Oh, to love what is lovely and will not last. What a task to ask of anything or anyone, yet it is ours, and not by the country or the year, but by the hours. One fall day I heard above me and above the sting of the wind a sound I did not know, and my look shot upward. It was a flock of snow geese, winging it faster than the ones we usually see, and being the color of snow catching the sun. So they were, in part at least, golden. I held my breath, as we do sometimes, to stop time when something wonderful has touched us. And with a match which is lit and bright, but does not hurt in the common way, but delightfully, as if delight were the most serious thing you ever felt.
Yes. Yes.
The geese flew on. I have never seen them again.
That's you?
Maybe I will someday, somewhere. Maybe I won't. It doesn't matter. What matters is that when I saw them, as through the veil, secretly, joyfully, clearly. That's sick, dude. Look at geese. You ever look at geese?
Dang.
Never thought about looking at geese.
Snow geese.
In the way I'm thinking about it right
maybe
now.
I won't. Secretly, joyfully, clearly. Dang. Yeah.
Through the veil.
She doesn't even use big words. Like, none of those words are even big.
No, it's sick. Well, it's about like when you would look at animals, don't you kind of feel like you're spying a little bit?
Yeah.
Because it's like the animal doesn't know you're there and you're watching it. Through the veil. As if through the veil. 2004, hell of a year for Mary.
Yeah.
I've read one poem. She's batting 1,000.
Should we do another one? Should I do At Black River, the
I
next
think
one?
this might be the whole episode.
At Black River.
Yeah, the one poem. Deconstructing one
I
poem.
know. So you read it too fast. That's
did?
what I would say, yeah.
Okay.
You gotta really...
I thought I was pausing.
You were pausing.
Not enough, though.
Just, poetry's different. Especially, she's not mad.
Well, I have an aggressive...
She's so chill.
I have an aggressive style.
That's what I'm saying, is that you could change your style.
Okay.
For the poetry.
Okay.
But I don't know. I'll probably do it bad, too. But yeah, and
did.
these all look weird, so it'll be...
I disclaimed it.
No, yeah, I'm not worried.
It felt like it
I'm
had
giving
to-
it so you can improve. I'm not
it was
being
like
a
no,
jerk.
no,
about it.
yeah, for sure. I want to know how to do because it's always
don't
like
know.
it feels like it's just reading, but it's not.
Yeah, you gotta pause more.
Or it's just,
Speak
think about the
slower.
pauses. Think about when the pause is coming up. I don't know. I'll try this one. I'll see how I can do it. Okay. At Black River. All day, it's dark. Slick bronze soaks in a mossy place. Its teeth, a multitude, set for the comedy that never comes. Its tail, knobbed and shiny, and with a heavyweight's punch packed around the bone. In beautiful Florida, he is king of his own part of the Black River. And from his nap he will wake into the warm darkness to boom and thrust forward, paralyzing the swift, thin-waisted fish, or the bird in its frilled white gown that has dipped down from the heaven of leaves one last time to drink. Don't think I'm not afraid. There is such an unleashing of horror. Then I remember death comes before the rolling away of the stone.
See, now that was too long. That was too slow
No, man.
for me.
You gotta read them slow.
You gotta read them. That was a great.
I don't know what that was about. That was way
It
More
was
confusing.
an alligator statue.
Check out how it looks.
Yeah, but
It looks super freaky when you read it.
Yeah, the other one was like this too.
But
This
even
is what I was-
even more choppy.
I was listening to it,
Yeah,
and what you were describing was a statue of an alligator.
nice. I didn't listen. I was only reading.
Dark slick bronze,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Dipping into the water. Yeah.
tail knobbed and shiny.
Yeah, that's the answer.
It is a bronze statue, but then it'll wake up and then be a real one. Don't think I'm afraid.
paralyzing.
Dang. But I don't get the end.
Yeah, I think if we knew the Black River, we would. Oh, the stone is Jesus.
It comes before the rolling away of the stone.
So when Jesus is in the tomb before he's resurrected.
Like that alligator's entombed in bronze.
Just like Han Solo entombed in carbonite.
To bring it all back. This is a Star Wars podcast.
George Lucas.
We said that episode 1. This is a Star Wars podcast.
Yeah,
we just like to read
books.
We're gonna get to it. It'll come.
We're gonna get to Andor.
We're gonna talk about Andor. We're gonna talk about the Clone Wars.
You wanna try another poem book?
We're gonna get into
and then go back to these, or
well, I want to read
just
this
to
one
try
called
different
Beans.
Okay,
I want to try to improve.
It looked crazy when I saw the beans one. It was very geometric looking.
I like the way it is.
Okay, good luck.
I'm gonna
try to be really reverent and slow and pause.
Yes. I'm gonna pause where I think I need to pause, and I'm gonna speak slower. Beans. They're not like peaches or squash. Plumpness isn't for them. They like being lean, as if for the narrow path. The beans themselves sit quietly inside their green pods. Instinctively, one picks with care, never tearing down the fine wine, never not noticing their crisp bodies or feeling their willingness for the pot, for the fire.
We're beans, dude. I think we're the beans.
I'm at the book reading.
I'm just reading.
I'm at the book reading. We're the beans.
Holding the book
Hey,
up.
Mary, are we the beans?
Do you think we're
Isn't
the
that one
beans?
Beans poem?
I got a question about the beans.
I read that about 4 times.
Did y'all
and
think we were the beans?
Are you saying I'm the beans? I have thought sometimes that something, I can't name it, watches as I walk the rows,
Jesus.
accepting the gift of their lives to assist mine. I know what you think. This is foolishness. They're only vegetables.
Wow.
Even the blossoms with which they begin are small and pale, hardly significant.
Right.
Our hands, our minds, our feet hold more intelligence. With this, I have no quarrel.
Oh,
But-
thanks.
But
Nice.
what about virtue?
That's the end? Dang.
So are you
Wait,
saying
beans don't have virtue?
Are you saying the beans are not capable of having virtues?
Are beans not virtuous? No, I think she's saying they do. It's so obvious they do.
That beans are virtuous?
I think, right?
The beans themselves sit quietly inside the green pods,
They just are innately virtuous, I think is what she's implying.
never not noticing their crisp bodies.
Yeah.
Plumpness
I get
is-
it, yeah. Faith of a mustard seed. She's for sure Christian, which is interesting. I don't know. She's for
these
sure
do
read the Bible.
These do seem Christian coded. All right. Did you want to switch to
I got the other one.
I like this.
I got Edna St. Vincent Millay.
It's not often that I read a poem and I'm like, this is good.
Yeah, these are good, right?
Yeah.
Those were good. Okay. This book's way older. This book brings together more than 160 sonnets selected by
Sonnets.
Miss Edna St. Vincent Millay from her complete works. A unique blending of Elizabethan style with modern images gives them a curious and unmatched power and originality. These sonnets are the finest expressions of the spirit and genius of a truly great American poet. And we got, what year is this from? We got the book. This book, I got a paperback book. It's from 1959.
Pretty cool. Looks pretty fucked up.
Yeah, it's real old.
I think the previous owner was probably a smoker. I would guess.
Yeah. It says on the front, to Corby from
Corby.
something, I don't know, maybe Cosby? What do you think?
That looks like Corby to me.
Corby makes sense.
From Liddy?
From Lydia.
Lydia.
Yeah. 1959, December.
Wow.
Didn't go that well.
Corby.
Didn't go that well. I
Definitely
don't think.
dead. Definitely dead, right?
They could be alive, Corby. If you're
Corby, if you're out
20
there.
years old in 1959, you could be alive.
but
Yeah, but
could
you'd
be
be
dead.
old as hell.
Yeah.
Like in your 90s.
Okay.
Corby,
I know I
know you're out there.
Do you want to try to go on this one?
Yeah, man, I'll go for it. Is it just
That one.
this one?
This one.
Okay.
That one's about 6.
Yeah, hell yeah. I miss cigarettes.
What number is it? Is there a number?
Yes. This is
It doesn't matter.
15.
Okay, good.
It's the number's at the top.
I don't know.
There's a number at the bottom and at the it's 15. Whatever. It's the same number. I'm getting caught up on the numbers. This is a letter.
This is advanced stuff.
This is about letters. Reading. Only until this cigarette is ended, a little moment at the end of all. While on the floor, the quiet ashes fall, and in the firelight to a lance extended, bizarrely with the jazzing music blended. The broken shadow dances on the wall. I will permit my memory to recall the vision of you, by all my dreams attended. And then adieu, farewell, the dream is gone. Yours is a face of which I can forget the color and the features, every one, the words not ever, and the smiles not yet. But in your day, this moment is the sun upon a hill after the sun has set. Was that bad?
That was great.
All right.
I think it was just as bad. Not as good.
It's a weird poem. It feels like it's like...
sonnet. Well, so it's like a lady...
Does it have a meter to it? Should I be reading this?
I don't know. I don't know about sonnets, really.
Is there some sort of I am?
I don't know. Right. I mean, sonnets are like what Shakespeare writes.
I'm going to look up the word I am in the dictionary.
There you go.
Because I use it way too much.
Well, there's different ones. We explained to you that there were different ones, and you were like, I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, it's really hard
like,
for me to get.
It's like stress on the third syllable or something.
And that's a type of I am?
No, it's a type of meter, I think. I don't know, man. It's probably got a bunch of stuff. It's like, there's no point to... It doesn't help you with anything. Like, there's no reason to learn it.
Yeah, true.
It's not useful.
It's totally
What does
useless
it say?
to know that it's a metrical foot consisting of one short syllable followed by one long syllable, or of one unstressed syllable followed by one stressed syllable.
It's all about the stresses and stuff. But it's like, that's like what rappers do when they rap. But it's like,
Or
they just do it. You can just do it without doing it. You don't need to know that you're doing it.
Yeah, for sure. Well,
But there's like trochaic and there's other ones.
That's for a whole other episode.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll try another one of these. Let's see.
I feel like you should kind of be singing it.
I think, well, you didn't really do this one.
I
It's
didn't
more
do it good.
romantic.
I was applying what you told me about.
Right. This is a different. So
Yeah.
she's like a lady in the 1900s who wants to live a long time ago, kind of, but is still cool. I think is the vibe.
Okay.
Where she's kind of old timey.
Hell yeah. So I want to
So
try
this
that
one's-
cigarette one again.
No, I'm doing this.
You
one.
do the cigarette one.
I'm doing a different. Oh, okay. Only until this cigarette is ended, a little moment at the end of all, while on the floor the quiet ashes fall, and in the firelight to a lance extended, bizarrely with the jazzing music blended, the broken shadow dances on the wall. I will permit my memory to recall the vision of you by all my dreams attended, and then adieu, farewell, the dream is done. Yours is a face of which I can forget the color and the features, everyone. The words not ever, and the smiles not yet. But in your day, this moment is the sun upon a hill after the sun has set.
Okay, that felt better. That made more
So
sense.
now I got it less.
It's also a weird rhyming thing. There's a
No,
weird...
they do it. That's what a sonnet is there's a weird little thing where it rhymes, kind
It's
of.
like A A B B
I
A
don't-
B
yeah,
A D B
something.
B A.
There's different ones,
Yeah,
so
I get. Okay.
it could be any of the many different styles of sonnet. There's different ones.
That's for a whole other episode.
We're never gonna know it. we're not smart enough. It doesn't matter. It's not going to come. If it comes into play, we'll figure it out. It will never come into play.
When we start our band,
yeah,
we're gonna need to know this shit.
Let me try one. Oh yeah, this one seemed good. And you as well must die, beloved dust. And you and all your beauty stand you in no stead. This flawless vital hand, this perfect head, this body of flame and steel before the gust of death or under his autumnal frost shall be as any leaf, be no less dead than the first leaf that fell. This wander fled, altered, estranged, disintegrated, lost. Nor shall my love avail you in your hour. In spite of all my love, you will arise upon that day and wander down the air, obscurely as the unattended flower, it mattering not how beautiful you were, or how beloved above all else that dies.
Ugh.
Yeah, these are fucked up, man.
These don't hit that hard.
Yeah, you gotta be like dating a crazy person, I think.
Oh, okay.
I think it's about dating.
It's about being in love with an insane person.
Yeah, but you both have undiagnosed mental illness, and it's 1912.
Oh my god. What do
yeah.
you even do?
You want to do another Mary Ellen?
We'll go back to Mary.
No.
I'm gonna do. I'm gonna do. Toad.
Okay.
The poem Toad.
I bet she's appreciating them.
I was walking by. He was sitting there. It was a full morning, so the heat was heavy on his sand-colored head and his webbed feet. I squatted beside him at the edge of the path. He didn't move. I began to talk. I talked about summer and about time, the pleasures of eating, the terrors of the night, about this cup we call life, about happiness and how good it feels, the heat of the sun between the shoulder blades. He looked up, neither up nor down. He looked neither up nor down, which didn't necessarily mean he was either afraid or asleep. I felt his energy stored under his tongue, perhaps, and behind his bulging eyes. I talked about how the world seems to me 5 feet tall, the blue sky all around my head. I said, I wondered how it seemed to him down there, intimate with the dust. He might have been Buddha.
Oh.
Did not move, blink, or frown. Not a tear fell from those gold-rimmed eyes as the refined anguish of language passed over him. The refined anguish of language.
Whoa.
What do you think of that?
Yeah.
It is a prison.
Speed degree, yeah.
Language is a prison that we all live in.
It's a refined anguish. It's an anguish, but it is a refined anguish.
It is a refined anguishes.
Yeah.
What else?
No,
is
she
that?
says crazy stuff.
That's crazy.
The stuff about the shoulder blades.
She talked to a toad.
Yeah.
The sun feels
Just
great.
everything she says, you're like, oh, that's...
Dude, I
smart.
didn't wear my shirt in the sun for literally 20 minutes, and I'm still red.
Dang.
I'm still just pink. The sun does not feel good between my shoulder blades.
Oh, dang. Yeah, most Westerners wouldn't get it, but me and Mary Oliver, we get it.
Most Westerners don't get how good the heat feels.
Yeah.
Most people have normalcy, and they don't like the heat and the hot. Fuck the heat, dude.
Dang. Do you want to read a story? I got this book.
What do we got?
It's called The Ultimate Threshold, a collection of the finest in Soviet science fiction, edited and translated by Mira Ginsburg.
Whoa. Yeah, I'm all over this. Excuse me.
So,
Soviet science fiction?
yeah.
Let me crack one.
I'm looking to see if there's... I'm trying to read the back. I'm
Okay.
just showing it to you.
It's all in Russian.
I'm just reading the... So the Richmond Times Dispatch says, hereby all that's wonderful is proof of the inherence of the human imagination, of the human spirit, will to soar beyond the planes of ideology and propaganda. The ultimate threshold is a testament to the unquenchable humanity of the creatures known as men.
Whoa.
And then Columbus Dispatch said, an excellent anthology, original, exciting.
Clumps Dispatch.
Yeah, Clumps.
Clumps.
What did I wanted to read this. Yeah, The Horn of Plenty. I'll start it. And then
The Horn of Plenty?
Yeah. So this one's The Horn of Plenty by Vladimir Grigoriev. So this is a bio of Vladimir. Vladimir Grigoriev, born in 1935, is an engineer. A participant in several scientific expeditions, including one to study the Tungus meteorite. He began to write science fiction in 1962 and has since published many stories and one collection in 1967. Okay. So this one's called The Horn of Plenty.
Investigating the Tungus.
Yeah, I didn't know about the Tungus, did you?
No, I don't
I
know.
never heard about the Tungus.
Tungus meteorite?
Yeah, well, he was there.
He was up there?
He was on the expedition. I think it was in Russia. I think it crashed in Russia, the meteorite.
But he wrote this story?
Yeah, I mean, it was just, they went to go look at a meteorite that fell on the ground.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
I thought they went
No,
to space.
it wasn't in space. No.
Yeah.
I don't think so.
I don't know.
But maybe it could, if you know about the Tungus meteorite, let us know.
I don't know. Yeah. Email us about the Tungus.
Okay. Okay, it says, young and grown up, turn in your scrap. Like as an ad looking words. Okay. And then it says, you can still see this sign crudely made by some humble workman and warped with time in one of the old Moscow lanes. Many years ago, it was nailed to the gray, weather-worn fence, and the idea that its bright colors would be all the more striking against the dingy background. And indeed, at first it caught the eye of every passerby. People slowed with steps, shook their heads, and muttered, "What will they think of next?" The sign depicted a large horn made of pure sheet copper. A little man in overalls shoveled rubbish and refuse into a narrow end, while from the wide end came a stream of useful and necessary objects: rolls of wool and fabric, bakery products, pen knives, slippers, harmonicas, and even a bottle of vodka.
What?
The foil on it still an open top, gleaming in the midst of all those riches. We all know what an unopened vodka bottle label would, how it would gleam.
With the foil on top.
Yep. Nursemaids and young mothers walking their children through the lane would invariably stop before the picture and say to their charges, "A horn of plenty." But years passed. Bitter frosts bent the geometrically faultless oval. The burning rays of the sun dimmed the polished copper, and the winds swept out of the picture the rubbish, the shovel, and many of the objects. Time simplified the picture's theme. All that emerges from the throat of the horn now is a phonograph and the bottle with a jagged, broken neck.
What?
And the little man, robbed of his shovel, stands bending over the horn, peering into it through the narrow end.
Who is this little man?
Soon the little man will vanish with the wind in the wake of his shovel. His days are numbered, and his entire woeful pose seems to say, "Now isn't that a pity? The machine broke down, but how it worked. So right now we're just looking at this sign, and it's real worn.
Mm-hmm. That's it.
So far.
But also, it made him
The scrap.
Communism.
Scrap. I mean, it's all
Robbed
gonna
of
be...
his shovel?
Right. We'll see. I think it's mainly probably about, I don't know.
It's about the economy. I have no clue what I'm talking
Yeah, I mean, I bet it's going to be about science
It seemed
stuff.
pretty simple. It was just a guy shoveling trash into a...
Right, I'm just saying that's what's happening so far. There's a lot more, there's a couple more pages.
Oh, fuck. All right.
Yeah. Sorry. I was just making sure we were all...
No, I'm with you.
Okay. In short, nothing is left of the old enchantment of the gleaming copper horn. It's lost its character. It blended with the fence. Passerby no longer slow their steps in the lane, and even the policeman, Petrov, where posts for the past 15 years has kept him standing almost directly across from the sign, now skims over its tarnished surface with unseeing eyes as he scans the wide open spaces of the lane. On the whole, of course, it doesn't matter whether the sign is or isn't there. What difference? Of the thousands of people who passed the spot in the course of the years, only a handful have been sufficiently moved by its message to bring their scrap to the collection depot. And even with those few, the action did not turn into a habit. It remained an isolated incident, which they hastened to forget, as people generally prefer to forget trivial facts considered unworthy of mention in biographies. Nevertheless, the horn was there, forgotten, merged with the grayness of the fence. It seemed to wait for the one and only person who could appreciate the full significance of the artist's idea and be inspired by it to great deeds. What do you think's going to happen? It's pretty much just been them describing the sign and how the sign works.
The horn is all fucked up.
Just all the art on it's like worn off from wind blowing on it. I don't know. I hope, here's my guess, they're going to take the sign to the scrap place and he's going to be like, this is the last scrap.
I think they're gonna scrap the horn.
That's what I said. The horn is on the sign. There is
the
no
sign
real...
is on the horn?
There's
horn
no
is on the
horn.
sign.
Yeah, it's a picture of a horn on a sign. And it's not a real horn. It's like a cornucopia horn. Like...
Yeah, no, I get the horn of plenty.
yeah,
but I thought
yeah.
there was a thing. Okay, never mind.
I don't think so. I think it's a painting on a sign. But
Oh,
maybe
okay.
there is like a 3D element. But I don't think so. I think it's a 2D sign.
All right.
But that's why I'm checking in. So we can make sure...
Oh, yeah.
We're keeping...
it's good.
I mean, well, we're just trying to make sure we know what's happening. It was the early evening of a chilly autumn day when a short man in a thick woolen coat of a style long out of fashion walked down the lane. His felt hat, which had seen better times, was pulled low over his eyes. His hands were in his pockets, and his elbow pressed to his side two small dog-eared books. Teach yourself to play the 7-stringed guitar, and teach yourself a foreign language. The spot which specified the language was covered with a large ink blot. So we'll never know, Conrad. We're not going to know. He's just that kind of guy. The man, who had evidently not yet mastered all languages and who did not yet know how to play a 7-stringed guitar, strolled along the fence at a leisurely pace. His day's chores over, he had no need to hurry. At home, he had the rented guitar waiting for him. And, meantime, why not take a walk and look around? So 7-string guitars aren't real, are they? What's your
Sure
guess?
they are, yeah. Yeah.
But it's not like a standard... I don't think there's a book about it.
E, F, G. It's all the notes.
But it's 6, and then 12. That's the guitars.
They have 7s. They have to.
I just don't
Or
think
is
they
this
do.
a futuristic
I
thing?
think that's what he's going for.
Right.
But it might just be a Russian.
In the future, we have one.
I don't know how many strings a balalaika has, which
one
is like
more
the
string.
Russian triangle guitar thing.
That could be what they're talking about.
But
why would they say 7-string guitar?
because it's translated by someone in the 70s who's an idiot
Got it.
named Mira Ginsburg.
Mira Ginsburg, you're
But
on,
no, I think
you're
it's
on notice.
No, I think it's I think it's supposed to be futuristic or something.
Okay.
But okay, he walked along the fence with the sign we have described earlier, and it caught his eye. He slowed his steps still further, and then stopped altogether. For a while he stood there, shifting from foot to foot. Then he came nearer. Then he rubbed a part of the picture with his sleeve, glanced at it again, sighed, and prepared to continue his stroll. But suddenly his face lit up, and he slapped himself on the forehead. Well, I'll be, he said under his breath, snatched a notebook from his pocket, jotted something down, and almost ran to the end of the lane. At home, he did not even glance at the guitar, which gleamed invitingly with its delicately yellow sides. He looked for paper, took out an almost new indelible pencil. So that maybe that's sort of a future pencil.
An indelible pencil.
But maybe that's just how they describe pencils.
No, they're
could go
infinite
either
pencils.
way.
You have forever
An indelible
pencils.
pencil. Yeah. What does indelible mean?
Indelible.
You got it. Just
Great question.
Just for fun.
Yeah.
It means unending.
I think it means you
Unendable.
can't.
You're
no.
kind of bending the pages at the front of the.
Oh, am I? Oh shit! I'm sorry, man.
I don't care. It's just
Okay.
not good to have it like that for tuba.
Of course. Of course. Increase. Okay, we're here. Indexical. Nope.
That means you can index it.
It is associated with or identifying an individual. Oh wait. An indexical word, sign, or feature.
Oh, right.
Indelible.
INDE.
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
I'm there.
All right.
That cannot be removed, washed away, or erased. Indelible
Like a permanent marker.
So it's a this
Yeah.
Sharpie.
But it can't be erased.
It's indelible.
Yeah. Okay.
Great.
He feverishly set to work. Totally absorbed in his idea, he jotted down formulas, multiplied, divided, and made quick diagrams and sketches when his stock of notebook paper ran out. He solemnly drew a large sheet of thick paper from the closet and tacked it to the wall. The indelible pencil was suspended in the air before the sheet for a few moments. Then, presto, a dot appeared on the blank surface. All right, Buck, you gonna take over?
What? Okay. An hour later, the sheet was peppered with dots. The little man stepped aside, calculated something, then walked up to the wall again with one sweep, collected the dots into a single flowing line. The little man stepped aside, calculated something, then walked up to the wall again, and with one sweep, collected. It says collected.
That's fine.
Collected the dots into a single flowing line. Then he stepped back again, grunted, and rubbed his hands with satisfaction. The wall was now adorned with a picture of a horn of plenty exactly like the one that could still be seen in the old Moscow lane. Stepan Onufrievich, my Primus stove has broken. I wonder if you'd take a look at it, a voice said through the partly open door. Your Primus stove? I'm sorry. I sound like the last guy.
No, he's the main guy. He should sound regular.
Your Primus stove. Your Primus stove? I'm sorry. I can't now. I'm too busy. He answered.
So cool and smart.
He answered it absentmindedly, still admiring his work.
He won't even play a 7-string guitar.
You see, I'm inventing. What a head. What a head. He's inventing again. The neighbor said sympathetically and closed the door. Stepan Onufrievich Ogurtsov was known among his neighbors as an eccentric, but everybody liked him.
Yes.
A golden pair of hands, they would say, bringing him their broken Primus stoves, locks, and sewing machines to repair. For the children in the yard, he made snares and bird cages. He just made traps to kill animals for kids. That's good.
That's tech.
That's techie.
He loves tech.
Tech shit. He repaired portable radios.
Tech, guns, spears, knives. Technology.
Technology. Missiles,
nooses,
nukes,
gallows,
jets,
gallows construction,
guillotines, technology.
Iron Maidens.
No electrician was ever called to the house. Replacing a burnt-out fuse or tube was a trifling job to him. He repaired cheap old television sets so well that people from neighboring houses came to see the programs.
So chill.
Ogurtsov himself repaired it. His neighbors would boast.
This could be
It will last a lifetime.
Shit.
He mended a doll for the house manager's daughter. When he got through with it, the doll suddenly began to speak and move its arms and legs.
Wait, he knows like magic.
This is Megan.
Dang.
And exactly at 8 every evening, it would close its eyes and topple on its side until 8 the next morning. We don't need an alarm clock, the manager told everyone enthusiastically, and took to dropping in on Onufriev's for a friendly cup of tea. So his name is Onufriev.
How do you spell it?
Onufriev. Onufriev.
Onufriev.
Oh, okay.
I don't know.
That sounds better.
That's my
Onufriev.
like Kiev at the end, right? IEV.
Mm-hmm.
Onufriev.
Never heard that name ever in my life.
It might be made. That's what's so crazy about the Russian sci-fi things. You're like, is this a sci-fi uncanny thing where it's like his name is Stim instead of Tim, or is it like just how Russia is? We don't know.
Stepan Onufrievich. Okay. Naturally, the policeman Petrov knew nothing of all this. Therefore, he became suspicious when Stepan Onufrievich began to frequent the lane. Not that he disliked this mysterious man who could stand for a whole hour before the half-obliterated sign, the man who was always sober, clean-shaven, and neatly dressed. Nevertheless, the policeman's professional sixth sense told him that there was some secret behind his actions. Something straight out of a detective novel. And so whenever the little man in the thick woolen coat of unfashionable cut would reappear in the lane, Petrov's chest, crisscrossed with straps, would heave, and his heart would beat more rapidly. What attracted the stranger to the sign? It was impossible to answer this question. Yet Petrov did not venture to accost him directly and ask to see his documents. After all, his general conduct was always remained within the bounds of decency and legality. One day, choosing a convenient moment, Petrov glanced around and saw that the lane was deserted. He left his post and cautiously approached the sign. A detailed study of the picture, starting at the bottom, going on to the middle, and ending at the top, disclosed nothing that could either sadden or gladden anyone.
Madness
Ogurtsov.
meets gladness.
Ogurtsov, however, was now visiting the lane with increasing frequency. Whether it rained, whether the sun was baking hot.
What is he not getting from the first
Frost
time looking
nipped
at
the
the
cheeks.
fucked up painting?
It doesn't look like it would
He's taking it
sadden
in.
or gladden anybody.
He's taking it in though.
He came and spent long hours contemplating the sign.
I need to know why he keeps coming back.
He looked at it from one side, then from another, then he would step back and come nearer, as if searching for something. Sometimes everything seemed to be going smoothly, and Petrov saw the inventor walking jauntily, whistling merry tunes. The worn-down heels of his shoes tapped out a light, dancing rhythm. He whispered and muttered something, and the policeman's keen ear would detect words such as direct current, copper mounting. What a beauty! What a beauty! So he's whispering that to himself.
Yeah, like
What a beauty!
flush rivets.
Beautiful. Beautiful copper. Totally normal guy. Yeah, this is his policeman's sixth sense. There's a guy walking,
Yeah.
whispering about copper.
I'm mumbling under my breath. Dynamite. Dynamite.
Yeah, I don't know. My policeman's sixth sense is telling me to investigate this guy.
I kind of got a sixth sense
Just
about
a-
stuff.
It's kind of a hunch.
I'm sort of a true detective, you would say.
These were also days when nothing came right. There were also days when nothing came right. And the policeman would see Ogurtsov in dampened spirits, shrunk into himself. He would stand before the sign with his back hunched, his hands in his pockets. Oh no, it was not easy. It was not easy for Stepan Onufrievich to invent the horn of plenty. Oh, he invented it. It wasn't anything like fixing a television set or putting in a new fuse.
Do you think you can go to other dimensions with it, or what do you think you can do with it? What's your guess?
I think it makes infinite vodka and
Right.
snacks.
So it's like a food.
And I bet someone
replicator.
goes inside of it and
Why could you? Well, it only produces stuff. Oh, you have to put like kids.
You
in
gotta
it.
put trash
You gotta
in
put
it.
little kids in it, and then
Yeah.
it makes vodka. Okay,
Yeah,
yeah, that's
yeah.
a good. That's a good call.
you gotta put stuff in it.
Yeah.
It was not easy to invent the horn of plenty. It wasn't anything like fixing a television or putting in a new fuse. But Ogritsov knew himself. Never in his life had he undertaken a job he could not handle. Even with television sets, he would sometimes take a look and think a while and say, no, I wouldn't tackle it. Stepan Ofrevich knew what he could or could not do. Therefore, he would not give in. If the idea came to my head, he said to himself, it means I can do it. At first, he made the horn perfectly circular in every cross-section. He mounted strong magnets all around it.
Yeah.
He charged it with static electricity.
Yeah.
The horn sent out sparks, but that was all. The discharge is too weak, his intuition prompted him, and he made the horn rectangular. It began to look like a large, sharply bent phonograph horn. It sent out stronger sparks.
Hadron Collider?
Maybe.
Any Hadron Colliders, anybody?
Quite possibly.
Anybody a Hadron Collider fan?
Now and then, it would release a small flash like a globe lightning. Like a globe lightning. But it was still far from the real thing.
I think that's a type of lightning.
Globe lightning? No
Aren't
way.
there different kinds?
I've never heard of globe. I don't know.
Haven't you heard there's, you know what I
I
mean?
know
where they're
there's different kinds, but I've never heard of globe.
Seems like it might be one, though.
Could be. We could look it up in the dictionary. I don't think I have globe lightning.
Keep going.
I'm going. I lost my
Keep
place.
going. Keep going.
Bitch, I said what I said. It was still far from the real thing. Ogritsov's neighbors gradually stopped bringing him their broken machines and radios. Only the house manager still dropped in for tea. They drank glass after glass, and Ogritsov heard as though through the veil of a dream. Quite a gadget. We don't need an alarm clock. No, the thought kept hammering in the inventor's brain. It should not be round. Perhaps it should not be rectangular either. Perhaps oval?
Ovular. Here. And I just realized globe lightning is not in the dictionary, but globular is like globe.
Globular.
Yeah, like globe.
Globe, yeah. I call him globular.
Globe lightning.
Globe lightning, globe lightning.
Okay, where did it go? Where
It's just
did
the
it
top of the page.
go? On the right?
Yeah, on the left.
Oh, new page.
Yeah,
Nice.
new page.
Yeah. Soon the horn became oval. It stood on a large wooden trestle, so he's made some fucked up thing. But yeah, I hope he puts cool stuff in it.
He's
That
made
is,
a big fucked up oval horn,
yeah.
and he's gonna see how many sparks it shoots. Because I think he's trying to make something that shoots sparks.
It stood on a large wooden trestle in the middle of the room, covered from curious eyes by wide folds of burlap. The inventor came home in the evening, ate hurriedly. He ate hurriedly,
Cat fucked it up.
cleared the table, and went to work. Well, my dear little horn, he'd say out loud, now we'll clear out your belly. Now we'll see how your throat will sing. The burlap would be removed, and the room would come alive with the reddish glow of copper. The mirror-smooth sides of the horn flashed and glittered with rainbow colors. Each time he threw aside the burlap cover, Stepan, Onufrievich went numb with ecstasy and stood, unblinking, for a long time contemplating his magnificent creation. In its presence, he saw himself as important, tall, almost great. The inventor had a good reason to be proud. After all, it is no secret that many had tried to construct a similar device before, but no one had succeeded. And here in his room, the creator of the horn had already brought forth real things. Once it threw out heavy leather boots, 3 of them at once.
Whoa.
And, for some reason, all for the same foot.
Huh.
Another time, a Persian rug slid out of it.
But it had the image of Pac-Man on it.
That's the end of the paragraph. There's no more description of the Persian
The
rug.
boots were weird. What's wrong with the rug?
The boots weren't, the boots were all regular boots, but they were 3 boots from the same
3 lefties.
foot. Yeah. Same size, I think, too. You're on the right track, Stepan, Ogritsov said to himself on that occasion.
A little more work, and the machine can be put to general use without blushing for it. The inventor's imagination obligingly envisaged all sorts of pleasant scenes. Ogurtsov saw himself standing on a high platform next to the horn, clearing his throat into his fist and saying to the assembled audience, "Here it is, citizens. I invented it. Now, take what you wish and use it well. It works perfectly, but don't forget to oil it. And if anyone has a broken television set or bicycle, bring it over. I'll help you repair it." These were not idle dreams. The horn worked better and better every day. It rarely went wrong. That's hard to say.
Rarely went wrong.
Say it before it too.
It rarely went wrong.
It's hard.
Maybe for you.
Yeah, it rarely went wrong. And one day, Stepan Onufrievich smoothed out the brim of his hat, put on his good suit, polished his shoes to a high shine, and proceeded to the appropriate government office. Without a moment's hesitation, he stepped across the threshold of the big building full of busy people. He walked past the imposing, shiny signboard, introduced himself as an inventor, and was directed to the third floor, to Molotkov's office. Ogurtsov went up modestly, entered the office, and came into Molotkov's presence. The young man, in an elegant, stylish suit, sat at the desk and labored mightily. He turned the pages of some books, made notes, kept pulling out folders from the drawers, and smoked without a stop. Every few seconds, the telephone rang, and he picked up the receiver, saying, "Molotkov, yes." Such was the man the inventor had been directed to. For a moment he hesitated, thinking that he might come another time. The man was much too busy to be disturbed, but the latter suddenly put down the receiver, smiled amiably, and asked, "You want to see me?" Then, noticing the visitor's embarrassment, he added, sit down, please, and tell me what it is." Ogurtsov glanced at the window, then at the telephone, collected himself, and blurted out, "Well, it's about my invention, a machine, you might say. I mean, a horn of plenty." And he sketched a diagram. Molotkov's eyes simply glittered when Onufriev finished his description. He pulled on his cigarette, settled down more firmly in his chair, then, narrowing his eyes, he looked straight at Onufriev and breathed out with a cloud of smoke. Efficiency? 89.
What?
Efficiency?
Efficiency?
Efficiency.
Efficiency.
And then 80-90, estimated Ogurtsov. Let's go. Let's go directly to your place, Molotov said decisively. He picked up the telephone and barked out, "Postpone conference, bring the car." The new limousine rushed at top speed while Ogurtsov was suddenly overcome with doubts. Yeah. It's probably from abroad. With doubts. When the car... Yeah, dude, chill out. Just checking how much longer it is. Oh, dang. Yeah, we got a lot. I mean, not like a lot, but just, I'm going to pass it back to you at some point.
Yeah, I'm ready for it.
I thought I might close it out. I didn't realize.
We could go every 2 pages.
Whatever. I'll see what's going on.
Yeah.
He stopped sharply before a traffic light. He remembered that he had expended his entire stock of scrap. How would he demonstrate the horn? It must be said here that the inventor had just recently moved to a new apartment. He was now living on the 7th floor with a fine view of a beautiful, ideally tidy street. The garbage collector passed slowly along it every hour, collecting all the rubbish that chanced to be there. The lack of raw materials essentially to his experiments drove the inventor frantic. He had to waste precious time on trips to less well cared-for districts. In especially urgent cases, he had to run down to the janitor and plead with him for a single pail of trash, solemnly promising to return it. Without the promise, the janitor would not give it to him. If he did, how could he prove to his superiors that he had done his work? And this, indeed, was the reason why Ogurtsov had been compelled to spend several extra days on reconstructing the horn. Now the machine could work in reverse as well.
What?
When you turned the handle to the right, the horn transformed scrap into valuables. When you turned it to the left, the process was reversed.
What? Okay.
Interesting to think about. I bet that's going to come into play
I bet it's
big time. That seems crucial.
It's gonna bite him in the ass.
Something, yeah. Be that as it may, at this moment, there was no scrap at hand, and the janitor had gone with his wife to a concert at the Conservatory of Music. Yeah, that's the other thing. It's like he has all those boots and that rug. Is he using all that shit? Just put it back in there. Scrap that.
Yeah, there's always. He said it rarely malfunctions.
He's
Just throw the
got-
malfunctions in there.
Or just even the good shit. It does, because you're just going to make more of another thing. So if it's scrap or not.
Yeah, but so is this a machine that just fuels itself now? Maybe that's what happens.
Maybe, something like that. But yeah, I mean, no, you could just do anything. Yeah, I don't know. I bet you could put it back in. So they went to the Conservatory of Music. As he escorted Molotov to his rooms, Ogurtsov looked utterly crestfallen. He won't believe me, he was saying to himself. He won't. As soon as Molotov saw the horn, he threw off his jacketed vest, rolled up his shirt sleeves, and plunged his hands into the mechanism's entrails. Stepan Onufrievich stood next to him, obediently giving explanations. So the wave guide is grounded? Came from the belly of the horn. Yes, it is, answered Ogurtsov, astonished at the engineer's quick grasp. Falling characteristic came from the horn again. Yes, confirmed the inventor. At last, Molotov straightened up, tidied himself, lit a cigarette, and walked around the horn once again. Then he went to the window, threw out his cigarette, and lit up another. He was agitated, and Ogurtsov stood silent, waiting for the verdict. The engineer was at the window. A broad stream of cars rushed along the street below. The people behind the wheels hurried somewhere on their own business, suspecting nothing. Today, they were still ignorant of the marvels transpiring there in that room on the 7th floor. Tomorrow, everyone would know everything. He turned, went over to the inventor, and pressed his hand. Congratulations, Stefan Onufrievich. You've done a great job. It's a pity we cannot see it in action now, but when we get the commission together, we'll bring you as much scrap as you'll need. And after pressing the inventor's hand again, Molotov rushed away down the stairs, skipping 2 at a time. The working day was not yet over, and he still had to attend to the postponed conference and take care of a number of other matters. It was a dry, cloudless day when Ogurtsov was to demonstrate his invention. In his favorite checked shirt, smelling of triple-strength eau de cologne, he went down into the street and walked toward the old lane. On such a day, he could not omit a visit to the spot where chance had prompted the birth of the great idea. Ogurtsov entered the lane. Everything was in its appointed spot. The yellow body of the horn was still visible on the fence. The policeman Petrov was still at his post. Ogurtsov approached the sign and stopped before it with a solemn air, as though he were about to take an oath. I was saying earlier, I think he might put the sign in the thing. I hope that happens, but maybe it won't happen, but we'll see.
This is kind of like Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs.
Yeah, it's a lot like that.
In more ways than one.
A lot of ways. Also,
just an observation.
And then second observation, is that sus for Cloudy?
I mean, Cloudy could be aping this.
Is it? I meant, are they secretly communist or whatever?
Oh, shit.
That would be cool. That's all I'm saying. That would be cool.
Well, it would be against comedy because Because the horn
I don't know.
is communism.
I don't think that's true. I
We'll
think
figure
it's
it out.
technology.
We'll
or
figure it
out. Yeah, you decided pretty early it was communism. I
it's a
don't
vibe.
think that's...
It's just a vibe I get, man.
Yeah, I mean, it's probably, you could say that for a lot of stuff, but it's also like...
Yeah, it's
the guys writing this don't know it's going to end. They think it's going to go forever. He
Right.
wrote it in like the
Soviet
70s.
Yeah.
So they don't know. I don't know. It might be less likely to be
who's to
critical
say?
of it.
Who's to say? We may find
Yeah.
out. We may find out later in the story.
Yeah. But yeah. Dry, cloudless day. Oh, yeah. Okay, the policeman... He approached the sign and stopped before it with a solemn air as though he were about to take an oath. There was nothing extraneous in his solemn mood. He had no vain desire to put the sign into a golden frame or to exhibit it in a public space or to build a monument in the lane. The inventor and the sign were motionless before each other, like old warriors who had seen many battles, who had paid the price of experience but had done their work, and neither the noise of passing trucks nor the hurried steps of passerby could shatter the excited gala mood of this meeting of two victors who had succeeded in turning dusty everyday realities into a straight road to triumph.
Petrov, as usual, devoted his attention to the traffic and the movement of pedestrians. Nevertheless, the daytime...
Okay, I'll ask you now. This is separate from the communism thing. Do you think it's going to go good or bad?
I think it's going to go good and then bad.
Okay. That's just bad, I think, right?
Maybe bad in the end.
Yeah, I'm saying in the end, do you think it'll be bad or good? I think it might be good at the end.
I mean, that would be great. Nevertheless,
Who knows?
the daytime... Yeah, I mean, I'm not really sticking super hard to this. Petrov, as usual, devoted his attention to the traffic and the movement of pedestrians. What? No, whatever. Nevertheless, the daytime visit of his old acquaintance did not escape his eye. Neither did he miss the new elements of his bearing. The lightness and ease of movement. The calm confidence.
You should tell the cop.
He looked like a man who had thrown off a heavy load and stood light and free, as though ready to fly away.
Wow.
And when Ogritsov approached the policeman, Petrov glanced into his gay, triumphant eyes and immediately understood that something of the utmost importance had happened and that he would now be initiated into the mystery.
Yes, bro.
Well, Sergeant, let's
is
have
what
a
it's
smoke,
like.
shall we?
This is what it's like.
Then Ogritsov takes out a pack of excellent cigarettes from his pocket. I've been coming to your lane for 2 years, but we've never had a talk before. Petrov took one cigarette, brought it up to the oddly shaped cigarette lighter the visitor held out to him, and listened to the whole story from beginning to end.
Nice, like us.
Mm-hmm. The inventor talked unhurriedly, pausing now and then to think over his formulations, omitting facts impossible to explain without a pencil and paper. At times his gaze misted over, as if turning to the past, and a strange smile played on his face. At those times, his thoughts flew to the most cherished moments of the past years. "It's a good thing you've done," the sergeant told him in parting.
Nice.
Neither of them suspected that they would
Saluting
meet
the cop.
again. The cop saluting you.
But I just like the idea of saluting a cop. And we're just like, dude, respect.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, we're like,
you.
we've been looking at each other for
Yes.
5 years. We actually have crushes on each other, but
I have a crush on you, sir.
Salute.
"It's a good thing you've done," the sergeant said. Neither of them suspected that they would meet again that day, and in quite another place.
Fuck. Fuck.
Yeah, get ready.
No.
Ogritsov went to visit his friend, the house manager, and Petrov was summoned urgently to his precinct and told that he was being given an important and responsible assignment: to keep order during the tests of the machine invented by Ogritsov. It was a truly fantastic coincidence. "Oh yes, I know," the sergeant boasted. "Continuous action with a copper casing with a reverse lever.
The cop's like, yeah, I know.
Reverse lever. I know the inventor very well.
That is what it's like. That is what it's like when you're like, no, we have VR now.
Oh, yeah.
You're like, no, I know him. Yeah. No, my cousin works there. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You're like, no, yeah, they have you. Oh, you don't know what that is?
Oh, yeah. No, my brother-in-law works at Oculus.
Yeah. No, yeah. Oh, you don't know. You don't know whatnot.
I know the inventor very well.
You're not on whatnot.
They're gems, those fellows in my precinct.
Nice.
The chief said to himself with a satisfaction as he wrote out the assignment.
That's cool.
Everybody,
the cops are like, I love the guys.
I love my police officers. These guys are doing it. The test site was just out of town, near a gay birch grove.
Okay.
It's the book. It's not me.
Yep.
The sun shone brightly down on the platform.
This gay birch grove.
Yeah, they went to a gay.
Anybody
birch
else
grove.
want to not go to the gay birch grove? Is that just?
We're all going to the gay birch grove. All right, I'll catch up with you after. The sun shone.
Am I allowed to go to
The
the
sun shone brightly down and on the gay platform. That was me. Infrequent gusts of wind rustled among the birch leaves. As the members of the commission waited for the start of the test, they strolled under the young birches, enjoying the shady coolness. Molotkov, who had arrived first with a group of young research assistants, found a suitable spot and started a game of badminton. His strokes were agile and precise.
What are we doing?
Firm muscles.
We gotta get our game up, man.
Firm
I'm
muscles.
just showing up, being like, "You guys want to throw down badminton real quick?"
Badminton? I got everything we need in my car.
Got full.
You're parked so far away. Game of badminton, his strokes were agile, precise, firm muscles. Firm muscles rolled under. Yeah, he was very good at badminton. He took out the badminton set. He was agile and precise. Firm muscles rolled under his tan skin every time he swung, and he hardly ever left the spot he stood on. What a fine young bunch we have, the older members of the commission said benignly, glancing at the players. Such broiling heat, but they don't give it a thought. Ogritsov hurried back and forth.
Westerners wouldn't get it.
The Westerners couldn't even.
Westerners
comprehend.
can't even understand.
Westerners can't
what it's
comprehend
like.
this kind of stuff. Ogritsov hurried back and forth over the experiment site, giving instructions. He had to keep an eye on everything. He took great pleasure in making the arrangements and was in an excellent mood. First, the horn had been delivered in perfect condition. There had not been a single hitch along the road. Secondly, he had unexpectedly met Petrov again, and the man was, after all, someone he knew. How did you get here? He had asked the policeman. Oh, I've been assigned to guard you,
I'm the
just
only
in
character
case.
in the story.
I'm the only other guy. I'm not Molotkov, so I'm here. How did you get here? He asked the policeman. Oh, I've been assigned to guard you, just in case. Petrov was suddenly timid before him. Who can be guarded against chance? Ogritsov said in a jesting tone. Take the way I first got the idea of the horn. I walked along the sign with never a thought. Then I looked up, and there was the sign. Another day I might have paid no attention, but this time, wham, and it came over me. Pure chance.
Sick.
No, that was a lucky chance, Petrov insisted.
No.
Oh, well, stand guard if you wish, Ogritsov agreed, running off to receive the scrap.
Yeah, this is definitely about the nuclear bomb, is my guess. It sort of has an Oppenheimer vibe, inventing the bomb.
Maybe.
That's my guess. That's just what most inventing things feel like.
Mm-hmm. What's that imagination machine? What is that?
From what?
The Benedict Cumberbatch movie?
I didn't see it.
The Imagination Box? What's it called? You don't know what it's called?
Sherlock Holmes.
Right.
Oh, Imitation Game.
The Imitation Game.
Yeah, the
Benedict
Turing machine.
Cumberbatch.
He's a gay computer guy from the 40s.
He's a gay computer guy from the 40s.
Yeah.
If you're a
He's
gay
British.
computer guy from the 40s, give us a call.
I think
Give us
that's
an
what that
email.
William Gibson, Bruce Sterling book's about, the something machine. I showed it to you.
Yeah.
It's like a weird steampunk computer book. You know what I mean? Like it's like computers in the 40s, sort of.
Like Mortal Engines, a little bit.
That's what it's called, I think.
That was that movie.
Yeah, I know, but I think it's got a name like that.
Yeah.
The Difference Machine or something.
The Difference Machine. Fucking, where am I? Yeah, Pure Chance. Oh, no, that was a Lucky Chance, Petrov insisted.
That sounds like they're gonna die.
Well, stand guard if you wish, Ogritsov agreed, running off to receive the scrap. It turned out that they had only sent 1 truckload.
We need a lot. We're gonna
It's
make
not enough.
vodka for...
It's not enough, the inventor waved his arms.
Wait, what?
It's not enough, the inventor waves his arms. It's not enough. Do you really need more? The commission member responsible for the delivery of scrap questioned doubtfully.
I guess maybe it's a Russian truck, not an American truck. That would be really big.
Yeah, this is a little...
Just a little tiny truck somehow.
A little ute. It's a continuous action mechanism. No matter how much you put in, it wouldn't be enough. But how much do you need?
Human want, human need for technology.
But how much do you need? He was asked, and everyone stood still to hear his answer. 10 truckloads, Ogritsov said firmly, breaking into a sweat in his excitement. He had never had such quantities of raw materials to work with before.
Dang.
Cat screaming.
He heard about how many truckloads of raw materials Ogritsov was getting.
He got pumped about the scrap. He loves truckloads of scrap. He has food, so there's nothing more I can do for him. If he screams, he screams.
Yeah, we're not worried about it. He's reacting.
He's reacting. He's learning.
He loves Russian lit.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Yeah, it's not about communism. It's not.
It's more complicated. When the 10th truck had left the
Oppenheimer,
site...
Gloven?
We're saving it for when he's older. When the 10th truck had left the site, the commission assembled around the horn, and Malatkov, who had already taken a swim and therefore looked especially fresh...
Yeah, I don't understand why they're next to a lake or why did he took a swim and they're playing badminton.
It's hot. It's hot outside.
Right, I forgot.
He delivered a short speech.
We're about to launch the moon.
He just comes
the
out
rocket,
of
the space shuttle. I'm gonna do a quick swim.
No, he crawls out of a pond and delivers a speech immediately after. There have been other instances.
I was in the pool.
This guy is soaking wet. Imagine a Russian guy soaking wet.
They all look like that.
This one's in a swimsuit.
Right. That's kind of what they wear.
He's standing in a pond.
Adidas?
Yeah. There have been instances in history, he began, when individual inventors have outdistanced their epochs by 100, 150, or even more years. They have made discoveries that otherwise would have had to wait for their remote descendants.
Nice.
This was a remarkable characteristic, one might say, of human nature. Where the collective thought of society is impotent, the flash of the pioneer discoverer saves the day.
Dang.
Where the flash does not work by itself, collective thought steps in.
Shit.
And so it is, one for all and all for one.
Oh no.
It is to this breed of inventors that the bold experimenter Stepan Onufrievich Ogritsov belongs. According to our estimates, such a machine could have been expected in 160 years or so, but not any sooner.
Great.
You could just say shit like that.
Yeah. No, I love futurology stuff where you're just you just made that up, man.
This is 3,000 years ahead of our time.
We're a type 3 civilization. We're a type 0 civilization.
Yeah, why not make us the top?
Type 1 civilization.
Even the presence of the completed model, it is almost impossible at the present stage of science to fully comprehend the finer points of its action. Nevertheless, the model is here before our commission and is ready to operate. Cat. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Close call. Stormy applause greeted the introduction, and Malatkov stepped down from the dais.
Nice. Nailed it.
Thank you.
Connor hasn't worked on that one.
I've been practicing dais, writing it in the mirror. It was Ogritsov's turn. He checked the electric contacts for the last time, shoveled scrap into the horn's narrow opening with his own hands, and turned the lever to the right. The horn shuddered, growled quietly.
Petrov's gonna trip and switch it.
Fuck. And the gray mass of trash crept into the bowels of the mechanism, as though of its own will. For a few minutes, nothing came from the other end of the horn. The mysterious process of transformation went on with
alchemy. You ever think about alchemy?
Possibly.
This is sort of an alchemy.
Transubstantiation?
Yeah.
Then it whistled, sighed, and various objects began to tumble out onto the ground. It was difficult to tell what they were, for no sooner did an object appear than it was covered by the next one. The pyramid of finished goods grew as the assembled group watched. Woolen socks, someone managed to notice.
My favorite.
And there's a samovar. Came from the center of the group.
Was it capitalism? It might be capitalism.
Holy shit.
You thought it was communism, but I think it might be capitalism. But could be confused. Just wanted to say that might be another option.
Could be. What's a samovar?
That's a thing you put hot liquids in to like a little coffee tureen. What are those called? Coffee.
Like a little pitcher?
No, where you have the little spigot. Like a big jug with
like
a little
the absinthe tank thing.
Like where you put coffee in. If you're at a place where they have a bunch of coffee in a big metal thing, and you put your thing under it,
yeah.
that's like a samovar.
Okay.
But in Russia, they're fancy and they're called samovar. They have tea in them.
There's one in here.
Yeah.
There's one in this fucking
It's got hot
horn.
stuff in it.
But these were isolated voices. The great majority of the commission stood dumbfounded. And the products still poured from the horn, astonishing everyone with their variety. At one point, a bicycle rolled out and came to a stop at the pyramid. The horn's construction was not yet ideal, and the inventor himself would have been hard put to say exactly what was to be expected.
Yeah.
Ogritsov also stood before his brainchild, quite overcome. And who indeed could help being affected by the wonders taking place on the platform? Deep silence
coming around.
prevailed. Deep silence prevailed, even after the last splinters of wood come from the huge pile of rubbish. Even after the last splinters of wood from the huge pile of rubbish had rushed through the copper oval and emerged transformed into a long garland of pins. Maybe the type of trash relates to the type of treasure that it makes.
Nice.
It was like the silence in a concert hall after a great conductor has waved his baton for the final time.
We've all been there.
And then everything burst into emotion. People embraced one another and the inventor. Swing him! Swing him! Embraced one another and the inventor.
Swing him?
Everyone cried, and Ogritsov flew up into the air for the first time in his life. Only one man preserved utter calm in the midst of this pandemonium.
So is that a Russian thing, throwing people? Because I've seen people when they throw them in the air, They go,
throw
hip,
people in the air?
hip, hip, hooray! And you're throwing them in the air.
Yeah, swinging. They're swinging them.
I never thought about that until right now.
It's a Russian thing.
People do. I think everybody kind of does it, sort of.
What, throwing people in the air?
Yeah.
The notion of throwing your friend in the air?
Well, as a celebration.
Throwing a beloved person in the air?
Yeah. Or like putting them on a chair.
Yeah.
Sort of. Or the,
You ever had that happen to you?
No.
Me either.
No one's ever. Maybe like in a. Or if you're in like a. One of those big. Everybody's holding the side of like a big blanket and they're
No.
popping you up.
That's never happened to me.
I don't think that's happened to me, but I've seen it happen to other people.
It looks fun.
I guess, yeah.
Not really, I don't know.
But they're throwing him up.
I've been
He's
pretty
a jolly
all
good fella.
hell yeah. That's what they're doing to him right now.
Swinging.
And only one man preserved utter calm in the midst of this pandemonium.
Petrov.
Dressed in a large, wide coat, he stood there pondering something with great concentration. His face reflected the intensity of his thought. It needs verification, of course. A good deal of verification. His lips whispered. Good deal of verification, his lips whispered. He was known among his colleagues for his extreme scrupulousness and his assiduity. Assiduity. I've heard assiduous.
I think it's just
I don't think I can tell
you're
you.
good at making decisions, maybe.
Right.
I don't know. That's my guess. Assiduous, being assiduous.
Mm-hmm. Assiduity.
Ass.
Haha.
With an I, acid.
Mm-hmm. ASSIDY.
The quality or state of being assiduous.
God damn it.
Diligence,
Got
persistent,
it.
personal attention.
Sweet.
But assiduous means marked by careful, unremitting attention to or persistent application. An assiduous book collector tended her garden with an assiduous attention. Okay,
So it's like scrupulousness.
but more just like diligent.
Yeah.
Scrupulous is like I'm questioning this. I have some scruples,
I have scruples.
but this is just like everything's in order, no scruples.
Yeah. And also for the fact that even the most extraordinary events could not ruffle his absolute calm. It was said that he once witnessed a severe earthquake. Buildings crashed all around him, and an abyss yawned only 2 feet away.
Oh,
But he merely commented,
the horn's causing earthquakes in the past and is sucking all of the stuff from the past and
What?
shooting it out the horn.
"What?
That's my guess.
This is just to say how tough he is."
I know, but
All he said was, "How impressive are the forces of natural phenomena. When I get home, I shall have to tell the family about this." His name was Paravazov,
yeah.
and his opinion was held in great esteem by many people. As soon as the first outburst of rejoicing subsided, Paravazov stepped forward and said, "Does the device contain a register to keep the record of the products manufactured?" "No, I haven't invented that," Stepanov Onufrevich said, spread his arms guiltily. "There wasn't enough time." Complete it by all means," Paravazov admonished him amiably. He admonished him amiably.
Nice.
And now the second point. This machine can evidently come to be of value to the economy. But to approve it, the commission must first check every aspect of its operation. Here, for instance, he waved a slip of paper. It is written that the construction has a reverse movement. In other words, that it can process the objects produced back to their original state. Can we see this with our own eyes? That's the easiest thing, Ogertsov smiled. But what for? Everything must be done properly.
Yeah, what do you mean what for?
Paravazov.
Just fucking do it, dude.
Well, why?
Why would I... Wait, you want the car to go in reverse? I mean, yeah, it goes in reverse, but I mean, if you want to try it out...
It's mainly for going forward. Let's just go forward some more. Well, in that case, and Ogertsov turned the lever to the left. The other members of the commission, still excited over everything they had seen, did not pay much attention to the little interchange. All right, what's the difference? Let's see. The victory was obvious in any case. And the mountain of things began to melt away. Things flew clanking into the mouth of the horn in larger and larger quantities.
They just go
It
back
sucks
in.
back in reverse and shoots out the back. The opening was much wider here and could receive far more on the narrow end. Many objects rose into the air and floated around the horn, colliding with one another in response to the powerful force drawing them in. Clouds of dust rose over the area. Small twisters danced around, occasionally combining into a large, powerful one.
No.
And when a straw hat was snatched from the head of one of the observers and carried up into the clouds, the entire commission, to a man, dropped to the ground. Only the unbending Paravazov
Oh, the cool
remained standing.
Mr. Cool Guy.
He caught at the brim of his hat and was just about to make a pronouncement about the mighty forces of nature when a strong current of air raised him up and carried him irresistibly toward the roaring throat of the horn.
He's going in.
He's getting sucked in.
Wait, was he created by the horn? No.
Shut up.
I just wanted to make sure.
Nobody was... There's no time travel or... There could be. We don't know yet.
Man.
We'll see. His body whirled lightly in midair, pushed aside several smaller objects, and smoothly entered the machine with the general stream.
Oh, hell
Paravazov
yeah.
had not even had time to remove his hand from his hat.
Seatbelts, everyone!
Hell yeah. No one saw this except Ogurtsov.
What was everybody else
I don't
doing?
know. Everybody's freaking out.
They're freaking out, I guess, yeah.
All the others were lying pressed to the ground, trying to
Right.
shield their heads with their hands. Desperately, the inventor tried to pull the lever back to 0 position. It was stuck!
Nice.
He bore down on the damned lever with all his weight.
I opened
but
the
it
gate
would
to
not,
hell and it won't close.
Fuck.
Sorry, guys.
Fuck.
My bad.
It would not budge. What a scandal. What a scandal. This is exactly what happens at the end of Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs. He whispered with trembling lips, and beads of sweat rolled down his forehead. Ogurtsov looked around. Paravazov was already half swallowed by the horn.
Dang, he's going in
Dig
slow.
in with your hands. Dig in, you damned fool.
Well, can't we go back? Oh, it's broken. Okay.
What?
That's the end?
No shit. There's a page missing.
Oh, dang.
This is wait. They're stuck together.
Nice.
All right, you start with digging.
Yeah,
Dig in with your hands
yeah,
at the bottom.
Yeah. You can have a dictionary.
We're good. I think. All right. Yeah.
To the bottom?
Well, it's dig in, you
Oh,
damn fool.
oh, right.
Just so you can say that.
Yeah.
'Cause it's cool.
Yeah. Dig in with your hands! Dig in, you damn fool! He shouted in a voice he did not recognize as his own. That's why I did the Scottish voice. Then he abandoned the lever and plunged into the stream of objects being sucked into the horn, where only Paravazov's legs were visible among the whirling armchairs, wash stands. I was like, what's a wash stand? And bolts of fabric. He gripped those legs and pulled with all his strength, and both were swallowed in a cloud of dust. Seeing that the situation was critical, the policeman Petrov covered half the distance between himself and the horn, and with one mighty leap, and then crawled on his belly across the dangerous storm zone. But suddenly, the horn grunted, boomed like a copper bell, boom, and stopped by itself. After a while, the people were covered and gathered around the machine. There is no need to describe their dismay at the calamity. Besides, without Ogurtsov, no one properly knew how to operate the thing. They tried to turn the lever to the right. It turned easily enough, but that was all. Only a trickle of molten metal poured out of the horn, congealing on the way. The members of the commission took out their cigarettes and silently lighted up. It was certainly a hell of a situation. For days, engineers, mechanics struggled to reanimate the horn. Their efforts proved almost totally useless. All they managed to do was restore the reverse action to some extent so that the horn could process useful objects into scrap.
So now it's a trash machine?
It makes trash, yeah.
God damn it.
Molotov grew pale and lost weight. All of those days, he did not leave the horn for a moment. Someone began to revile Paravazov. It's weird when it's Paravazov, yeah. But Molotov cut him off sharply.
Molotov, Paravazov.
Yeah. It's our own fault. The Paravazovs should not be allowed within a mile of new developments. And someone else blamed Ogurtsov himself for leaving no clear explanations while there was still time. Try and explain it, Molotov countered wearily. It's centuries ahead, as mysterious as human computers. They'll juggle millions in their minds, but how? Try and understand. The policeman Petrov suffered from the grievous loss along with everyone. Besides, it seemed to him that he alone was responsible for everything. He could not bear to meet the eyes of the commission members. How could he have permitted this outrage to occur? Such an idiotic request. To make the machine work backward. Paravazov now seemed to him one of those vicious hooligans who sauntered around idly in tight trousers. Conrad. He almost convinced himself that he had once taken Paravazov to the precinct for disorderly conduct while in a state of intoxication. But he had taken pity on him and let him go without reporting to his place of employment. In reality, of course, no such incident had ever taken place. Paravazov had lived a most exemplary life, and no one could have brought any complaints against him. As for the horn, it was turned over to a group of scientists for restoration. In the course of the catastrophe, however, it had been reduced to such a condition that to restore it meant to invent it anew. For the time being, alas, there is little hope of success. After all, not everyone is capable of an invention that only our remote descendants will be equal to.
That's so fucking true. That was a good ass story.
That's pretty good.
I have to pee so bad in a way that it's concerned. Yeah, hell yeah.
So what do you think?
Yeah, sorry for trying to shut it down.
I know. I mean, it's
so bad. This is a mega-sode.
Yeah,
Nobody cares.
But yeah, we got the. So what do you think about the story, the horn?
I think it rules. I think it's very good. So it just makes trash. It was a machine that made a lot of cool stuff. And then when they tried the trash making feature,
to go back,
sucked everything in, and now.
So I think here's my guess. It's like when they developed nuclear technology, they used it only for like weapons, which is kind of like trash, and they couldn't go back and make it do good stuff. Like it could do everything and be good,
right?
Or something like that.
Maybe.
You know what I mean?
But you saying it's capitalism was kind of
could be
interesting.
But we didn't know the end, where it was part of it was like they couldn't reverse it, and then they couldn't figure out how it worked again until later.
Well, how do you figure out? Yeah, I don't know. I think it was.
It's more about technology than ideology. I think. I don't think it's about government.
I think it's like Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs.
I'd never thought about that as a political allegory or technological.
Yeah, we might have to revisit that movie.
It's a book. It's a children's book.
I know it's a children's book.
It's really short. It's like not long enough to make a movie out of it, like Where the Wild Things Are.
There is a movie though.
I know, I've seen the movie.
Yeah, they fill a lot of stuff in though. Yeah.
Right.
We could do a children's book special eventually. Anyway.
Right. Yeah. Maybe we should read stupider books for children, Conrad. That's a really smart.
I have an idea.
Hey, I got a bunch of Bernstein Bears books we could burn through. You know, just get
saw through them. Man.
I got Hank the Cowdog.
Yeah, this is a 10-pager.
Hank the Cowdog.
Yeah.
But yeah.
What do you think it's about?
I don't know, dude. But yeah, technology stuff seems like it's always kind of pointing back to nuclear stuff, where it's like, you know, when you make in Civilization where you have the technology trees, where it's like over time you're developing different technologies and each one has different kind of things.
Irrigation. And
it seems like it all kind of leads to nuclear energy in people's minds.
It does in the game.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, yeah. So it seems like this is sort of maybe his headspace, but he's like a Mr. Scientist guy. So, because he went to the Tungus.
Mm-hmm. Whoa, I forgot about the fucking Tungus.
Yeah, he went to the Tungus. Yeah, should I look it up real quick?
The guy who wrote this found the Tungus?
Yeah, I'll look up Tungus real quick.
Checked it out?
Tungus. Oh, I've heard of this, maybe. I don't have any Wi-Fi. Tungus peoples. Oh, it's in Siberia. Okay, Tungus meteorite. The Tunguska event. Oh, it looks so cool. Yeah, you guys gotta look this up, man.
The Tunguska event.
Yeah. It's like a big explosion in Siberia that was really loud that happened in 1908. But I think he went to check it out, you know, later or whatever.
Yeah.
But description. It's a big explosion. Pretty much.
Large explosion.
The hills.
Was there an asteroid? Asteroid?
Yeah.
Fuck.
At breakfast time, I was sitting by the house at Vanavara Trading Post, 65 kilometers south of the explosion. Facing north, suddenly saw that there was directly to the north, over Onkul's Tunguska Road, the sky split in two and fire appeared, high and wide over the forest. As Simonov showed, about 50 degrees up, expedition note. They split in the sky, grew larger, and the entire northern side was covered with fire. At that moment, I became so hot that I couldn't bear it, as if my shirt was on fire. From the northern side, where the fire was, came strong heat. I wanted to tear off my shirt and throw it down, but the sky closed, and a strong thump sounded. I was thrown a few meters. I lost my senses for a moment, but then my wife ran out and led me to the house. After that, such noise came, as if rocks were falling or cannons were firing. The earth shook. And then when I was on the ground, I pressed my head down, fearing for rocks would smash it. When the sky opened up, hot wind raced between the houses like from cannons, which left traces in the ground like pathways, and it damaged some of the crops. Later, we saw that many windows were shattered in the barn. So, seems like something insane happened, and they were like, yeah, that was space. That was from space.
Science fiction inspiring events.
Yeah, it's so much like the Horn of Plenty, right? Kind of, you know what I mean? Just like it's weird. Just a big thing happened.
A big event.
Big old thing.
A major event.
Yeah, Godzilla. Yeah, that's the main thing where it's like, that's what I'm saying. That's my main idea of why I think it's about nukes, is like sci-fi stuff like that is always nuke related. They always got nuke on the mind. In the mid 20th century, nukes on the minds.
Legalize nuclear bombs.
Legalize it.
Thank you.